Hello. Well, welcome to another episode of the Long Hop Cricket Podcast. And before we get going today, the Long Hop Cricket Podcast as a whole would like to thank Bavuma for turning the name of our podcast into a wicket-taking delivery. So today we're going to be going over the first Test match between South Africa.
Did he get out to a long hop?
Real
Whose long
bad.
hop was it?
It was Mo and Ali.
Was awesome.
No, it was Mo and Ali.
Was it when he cuts it? Did he cut it straight back to Bairstow? Chop.
Oh, he's like he just gets bowled. He just totally misses it. And gets bowled.
Is that the one where it actually just tips the?
Yeah, it's
the
so
bell,
bad.
Yeah. Go on.
Today we're going to be going through the first Test match between England and South Africa. The first of 4 at Lord's, the big one. And but before we get into that, Dave would like to just update us on any cricket news. If you've got any, mate, be good.
Lots.
Yeah? All right, fill us in. How are you doing, first of all?
Very well.
It's just straight to business there. But
Yeah, no, good.
Yeah, good?
Yeah, very well. How are you?
I'm even better, mate, even better.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how good you are, but I'm...
You've got a nice haircut for today's episode.
Thanks.
It's nice.
I would suggest that, but okay.
Well, it's like last time I saw you it was long.
It-
Anyway, news. Zimbabwe beat Sri Lanka to win the ODI series. Zimbabwe are beating Sri Lanka now.
Yeah, I know. Why doesn't Kumar just call it a day at county cricket and just go back to international cricket?
The thing is, though, he could do that for many a year, couldn't he?
Yeah, he's so good. I was watching him the other day.
Ridiculous amount of runs.
He's incredible.
I'm Murley. Murley could come back and definitely do a job.
If you can throw it, he can do whatever he wants. Oh, that was harsh. But go on.
So Zimbabwe win the series 3-2. Good series, though.
A really good
ODI
series. Nearly makes it worse.
This is their first major one-day series win since 2001, Zimbabwe.
Yeah,
Sri Lanka
fair
are
play.
going from worse to worse. No, not as bad as West Indies. Sri Lanka still look like they'll all qualify in front of West Indies for the
I don't understand.
for the World
yeah.
Cup.
Well,
Anyway, England versus South Africa. The second test, unchanged though,
squad.
squad for the
Right.
second test. So we'll
Interesting.
probably talk about that later
Yeah,
on, won't
interesting.
we? England women are still in it. They
Had a thriller, didn't they?
3-run win yesterday, and it looked very much like Australia were going to win it, but they had to chase like 260, but it would have been a world record in women's World Cups to chase that.
Okay.
But what's really good about this series is that this tournament is world records in women's cricket are just falling because they're this must be at
Yeah, the highest standard, yeah.
they're at such a high standard now that they are just records are tumbling. But what is good is that it looks like England will go through now in the top 4 and make it into the semi-finals.
That's good.
Did you hear about Luke Fletcher?
Oh, yes, I did.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, no.
So Luke Fletcher for Notts. I laugh now, but
I always feel bad wanting to watch it. Do you know what I mean?
Freddie Flintoff I was watching it live. Freddie Flintoff was on commentary, and whoever was on commentary was, here's Luke Fletcher, Freddie Flintoff's favourite bowler, comes running in. I think it was the first ball or second ball.
Well, he bowled?
So yeah,
Gee.
he bowls, and then it's like a baseball shot.
Oh.
Pings him straight in the head.
Oh.
But he's
Where did it hit him?
like-
Just in his forehead?
he had his head down.
Oh, it's hit him on the top of his head.
'cause he's on the follow through.
Oh.
Yeah, he's done really well not to be in any serious.
Was it a
trouble.
glancing blow? Or
No,
was
it's
it
hit him-
full on?
No, it's hit him.
Went back to
it's
the
pinged
batsman?
off his head.
Oh, my.
It was really scary watching it. Players certainly were terrified at one point, but he's back. He's discharged from hospital. He's all positive on Twitter from what I've heard.
That's going to
Yeah.
hurt.
Well, that is scary stuff. But
It's nice that he's all right. That's,
so India and West Indies, they typed their ODI series with India winning. I think it was only a 3-match series, 3-1. 2-1. I might be wrong, but West Indies win their first T20 against India. They chased down 190. They win by 9 wickets. They're still a good T20 side, aren't they? West Indies?
Yeah, it just shows you how much anyone can win at 2020.
Did you know that the T20 side that won the T20 World Cup?
Yes.
None of their players play Test match cricket. Not one of those with that winning side.
Yeah, I think it just that is a perfect thing of just 2020. It's such a non. It's just so like on the day.
Yeah.
It's like the differences in teams doesn't really matter.
But it's nice to see West Indies do well in something, isn't it?
Well, yeah, if you're rubbish, that's the format you're gonna do well.
Yeah,
in,
and also
or have a chance. At.
If you are a cricket playing nation that is, if you like, behind in the books or in the red money wise,
yeah,
T20 is perfect for you to do well in, isn't it? That's going to hopefully rejuvenate. There's lots of news we haven't covered. We didn't speak last time about the BBC have now got
I know
international cricket on
2020.
2020s. They've got England T20s.
No, but I mean it starts in the year 2020.
It goes on to the year 2020. I think it's 2018 to 2021.
You sure? I think it starts.
No, I think it's they've bought the two 2020s. Sky Sports have kept all England home tests. BBC had now got, I think it's 3 T20s, right. But they've also got the English T20. They've got a handful of games from the English T20, and it's just T20 formats at the moment. But brilliant news, isn't it?
That is really good.
To the BBC.
It is really good.
And my last news my last news bulletin is Rabada misses the next test.
What's happened there?
Through a totting up of negative points, if you like, for behaviour.
Really?
So Rabada's been gave Stokes a send off. So he lost. He got points on his licence, if you want to call it that way, for swearing at Stokes, and then he picked up points for physical contact with.
I saw him give him the old.
Well, that was the next.
Yeah, I know, but that was
in retaliation.
Yeah, right. Because I'm guessing he got in
Rabada's got a 1-match ban.
Oh, right.
I got very little physical contact, but if a physical contact when he played Sri Lanka, and it's like your driving license, you get points on it. And
so what registers as like a bad send off?
Well, Rabada was swearing at him at Stokes,
right?
And if you, I don't know if teams do this to Stokes. It happened a lot in India.
I don't imagine he's got to be right. I think he is probably quite annoying.
Ben Stokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I don't think it's just like, well, everyone just seems to pick on him.
But no,
it's like, how do they pick up the same guy every time?
Yeah, okay. But if you're sending a player back, that's not right. If you're swearing at player, I don't think that's right either. Huh. I don't think swearing. Michael Vaughan came out and, fair enough, he's come out and backed Rabada and said, this is Michael Vaughan, very blunt in the way he says things. Says this is a man's sport, and which there's a tournament going on. And he's saying that it's only natural for the highest competitors to swear. And so I was thinking, like,
well, yeah, that's a different point, though.
I was like, fair enough. Like, and he was like, it will take something out of the game by not letting them,
I don't think
their competitiveness.
The problem isn't him swearing; it's the fact he's swearing at somebody is the problem.
Yeah.
Like if he bowls him, gets him out, and just like in celebration,
if he stubs his toe and goes, "Oh fuck," that's not really
or
a
drops
problem,
a catch.
But then saying that, though, when we go to work, it's certainly not acceptable for most of the public when they go to work to swear, is it? Not in front of people. Or imagine swearing at your somebody that you work with or for, or that's not on, is it?
I heard someone today do it.
Yeah, but was it in a nice way, or was someone piss off?
No, it was the F-bomb.
So
someone,
one of your work colleagues threw an F-bomb down.
Yes,
in a negative way to somebody else.
Not to somebody else, but in the room loudly. There was no one else there that would have heard it.
They just went fuck off or fuck. See, that's okay. It's not at somebody, but I don't think you need to swear. I think you can be very competitive, very. You can very filled or charged.
My best personal example of this,
like swearing.
Back in school, I got sent off football house matches. Sent off for swearing. So there you go. It's not only happened to Rabada. I only said shit as well because I lost the ball.
The only problem is with Rabada is that he'll feel cheated because we've seen Ben Stokes, Kohli. That's
the thing. Is like
Steve Smith.
That's why I was saying. Well, how do you know when to ban them for it.
Michael,
Because it happens all the time.
Michael Clark saying, "I'm going to break your fucking arm, mate." That should be some points. But for the sake of Rabada and for the sake of cricket, they need to certainly from now on. If Rabada's the first case, they certainly need to be consistent with.
So what? You can't have a send off anymore.
Oh, you've never really been able to have a send off, have you?
But what?
There's always
been the best things when people give people a send off.
There's always been
when Jimmy Anderson just turning around giving Johnson that's a send off.
But he didn't send him off, did he?
What do you mean?
Because Hilfenhaus was going. So he bowled Hilfenhaus out.
All right, but
so he wasn't sending Hilfenhaus.
Oh, so as long as he's
that's
not
a
out,
send off, is it? That's
yeah, but you see send offs all the time.
But normally,
Dale Steyn, every single time he's got someone out, he gives them a send off.
But normally, send offs are met with fees that are deducted from the players.
I don't know.
Oh no, yeah. If it's deemed as a send off, then there's a lot of times where you see match fees being somewhat.
What counts as a send off then?
Well, if you point back to the pavilion, that's certainly a send off, isn't it?
So that you think people should get fined for that?
Well, if you say the pavilion's that way, that's a send off. Yeah,
what if they walk up to them and tell them? If they bowl them? Yeah. And in their follow through, when they run into their mates, they just point to the changing room.
No.
And the batsman's looking at him, and he just points over there. That's a send off.
If he says, we've seen it before, that way to the pavilion, and all of that stuff. Then
so if he's talking, if he engages
with. You don't need to. Really don't like it. Even if England do it, we saw it. Bangladesh do it in the winter. It was horrible. They did it to I think Butler, and Butler got really. We've seen it against England a lot.
So do you need to actually speak to the batsman for it to be a send off? Yeah, for you to get fined for it. So you could give him the V's.
Anyway, Rabada's missing. Rabada's missing in the next game.
Right. Okay. So yeah, well, that's a big hit for South Africa, isn't it? That's massive.
Though Faf du Plessis should come back. Yeah. But anyway, let's talk about this game because that's the big game, the first test. Lords.
Yeah, well, it's the big one, isn't it?
Packed.
And so, Joe Root's first
just play
test
every
match.
Fucking test match there.
It
should be like Wembley. Should be like Wembley.
Well, it is like Wembley.
No,
I see what you mean.
Just so we can make money.
That should be our home ground.
Like,
that's where we play.
Let's not go to Cardiff anymore where we make fuck all.
Yeah, it's just the pitch is rubbish. Nothing happens on it.
What, Lords?
No, Cardiff.
Yeah, but also let's not go to like Durham where no one can get there. Let's just play it.
It is quite fun though. I think England
I do like
different
touring. I do like touring round.
Conditions to grounds, probably the most places.
Yeah, probably.
Like there is some difference in Australia, but
it's normally
pretty much the same pitch. India,
the amount of times where it can swing differently,
exactly,
due to the stands and pavilions and things like that, is crazy.
Like because Lords, you've got the slope, so the ball moves off the pitch and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But it's like some grounds hoops.
I said it should be like Wembley, but I actually really dislike Wembley. I think that England football should tour the country so everyone gets an even chance of watching them. So that we should be able to watch a game in London, and for the people who are from the northeast can go to Newcastle. Yeah, and they can go and watch a game. Because imagine going from Durham to Lords every test match.
Yeah, and it's really not difficult. Like I haven't got the infrastructure grounds around the country to do that.
Oh,
it's easy.
But it was nice to see a full house for 4 days, and Lords
awesome.
Always offers that. Anyway, England won the toss. First toss for Joe, like you were just saying, his first game.
Do we know what
captain.
he called?
He can't call, can he?
What am I talking about?
The visiting captain calls. England win the toss and decide to bat.
Standard.
Yeah, though. In the first session, we see England go down for 76 for 4.
Yeah.
In the first session, so the 22 overs,
It's not great, is it?
Going into lunch 4 down on the first day.
Yeah.
Pretty
well,
bad.
no, it is bad, but I don't know. When you're setting a score in a test match, I always feel like if you can get to sort of 250-ish when you're setting in a test match, you're in the game.
Yeah.
So that's like it's bad.
But this was a good wicket to
yeah, but it's always it doesn't matter how good the wicket is first session of a test match from day one with a new ball.
Yeah, I
you've
suppose so,
always got like that hour
yeah.
where it's really going to be dangerous anyway.
And a bowler that actually, I don't understand how it works, is Philander.
Oh right, yeah, he's sort
78, 79 miles per hour.
He's sort of like a
Glenn McGrath.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
It's kind of like David Willey, but without the. Philander's a lot more accurate.
But he's like got a wicket taking ability,
and also he probably doesn't swing it as much as Willey because Willey's a bit more. I've talked about Willey being.
Just show if you put it in the right place.
Yeah,
put it in the right place.
Though I've found a problem with the front with the top three, unless they're all left-handers.
You think that's a problem?
Well, simply put it like this: if they're good enough, they're good enough. You know,
right?
That's just.
Yeah.
But let's say you play. There's been players, especially for England, that have been very good against left-handers. Hoggard comes to mind.
Yeah.
Jimmy Anderson.
Swan.
Opening bowlers, I'm saying.
Oh right, sorry.
Hoggard very good. Jimmy Anderson, being able to swing it both ways, really dangerous.
He's good against anybody,
and he can come over the wicket as well as around.
Round as well as
yeah. Though I think we're starting to see a lot more. If you're playing against a left-hander, a lot more bowlers are now just coming straight round the wicket. To start with, rather than
cramp them up, innit?
Going over. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is these bowlers that are very good against bowling against left-handers, like Morne Morkel, for example, could run through. If it's doing a bit, run through the first three. There's no line of defence. And it doesn't matter if you're bowling really well and you're good against the left armour. If you're good enough against the left-handed
My
batsman.
thing would be is that I wonder whether just people get used to, like, now they just bowl at left-handers like they have bowl at right-handers. Do you know what I mean? But we know they're scoring areas, so now we just chop that off. So left-handers, it's only going to be a phase, isn't it? It's like no.
But what I'm saying is, if you've got a ground conditions, overhead, whatever it is, and a bowler that's an opening bowler,
right,
and everything is in their favour, and you've got nothing to break, you could literally run through.
Would it worry you if they were all right-handers? I don't think it makes. It does make a difference. It does make a difference.
No, I'd prefer it to be broken up maybe with a right-hander in at number 3. I don't know if I want it to be Joe Root, but I just feel like that is something that you could end up being 18 for 3 pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think you could pick any England side, and you've got a good chance of that happening.
But if Hoggard sees those 3,
I know,
he's licking his lips, isn't he? Freddie Flintoff comes around the wicket, he's licking his lips, I think.
Yeah, but but they've got a good. Those sort of bowlers got a good chance against most opening batsmen anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
of
like
course,
it's always. Yeah. I don't know. It's a good point.
But can you see what I'm saying? If the conditions are favourite, you could literally quite run through. It's difficult for left-handers to bat there, and you could run through the front 3.
I don't know if it's any more dangerous than any other batsman, whether you're left-handed or right-handed.
But what I'm saying is,
I don't know if it increases your chances of. Well, you think that if someone gets in a rhythm bowling at left-handers,
and also the game moves quicker, doesn't it?
They've got a longer period to bowl, or more chance of. Because it is different bowling around the wicket at left-hander than bowling to a right-hander.
If you can't rotate the strike, left-hander to left-hander, the field will barely change. Right. But if you rotate the strike between left-hander and right-hander, you've got that breathing space. That deal, kind of.
But I don't know how much. Yeah.
I think it was something I saw. I was like, 3 left-handers there. If conditions allow, that could be quite literally. You could run through them.
I don't know.
Swinging away, whatever it is. Again,
it's an interesting point.
Especially at a place like Lords with the slope.
Worry me, but
anyway, those front 3 do get run through.
Yeah.
But Joe Root comes in with 190 off, which is quite unbelievable. 234 balls. That's incredible. That's really quick. I've got the strike rate in front of me. It's 81.
Yeah.
And every 100 balls, he's scoring runs.
Yeah. He's one of the best batsmen in the world.
Had a cold as well. Came up with 3 layers on.
Well, maybe he's just a bit more reserved. Although he scored very quickly, but you know what I mean?
Well, Michael Vaughan has an idea. Well, I listened to a lot of Test Match Special during this Test match. That it's similar to Gordon Greenwich, apparently, who would play better with some sort of injury.
Right.
So
Just calm them down a bit.
if someone like Joe Root or Gordon Greenwich is under the weather or carrying a knock or something, they will play better. And he says, well, watch out for how many times he calls a physio on, and you know if he's going to make big runs if he has a known problem, which I'm going to keep my eye out for.
I wonder whether
that could be interesting.
It might be that it might have something behind it of that the batsman goes out with less expectation, so they just feel.
Thing is, though,
less on
his expectations massive now.
Well, it was anyways. It was his first Test match,
and he's walked out at 17 for 2 after 5 overs.
But but still, your mindset's going to be, well, this isn't going to, I'm just going to go out there and play because I feel rubbish. We're in a rubbish position.
I think Joe Root's just mentally strong. I'm not sure that kind of thing's.
He doesn't look like a captain though.
Bypassing.
Watch him in the press conference.
No, which I think is a breath of fresh air. Actually, I'd rather have something. We've been used to a captain, haven't we? In Strauss.
Yeah, but I want him to look like a captain.
No,
he looks like he's just come from the under-12s.
I did see an interesting stat, which I hope applies to Joe Root. But Stephen Smith, his average from non-captain to captain, has gone up by something like 18. He averages over 70 being an Australian captain.
Well, some players like it, don't they? Like when Straussy originally got it, he started playing incredibly well.
Virat Kohli averages better as a captain. So does Kane Williamson. And Joe Root does now. He averages over almost 100.
Yeah.
Being the captain in the first day. Anyway, he gets a brilliant score. We don't see anybody else apart from Ben Stokes.
Good innings.
Plays a very reserved innings at 56 of 108, which we don't normally see.
Needed.
Though he does get out in a slightly, what's the best way? Frustrating way. He goes for like a half-arse pull and it clips behind the cot, gets involved.
Yeah, it always happens. When you sort of bail out on a shot, you're always going to be in trouble.
But Moeen Ali, man of the match, picks up 87. Now,
not bad.
I watched it when I was watching this innings. Moeen Ali is one of the most beautiful players to watch.
Yeah, he's just got like flair, isn't it? Looks awesome.
So he looks great pushing through the covers and pulling. He looks brilliant sweeping and against spin. But when he gets out, he looks like the most ungainly batsman on just one shot. He looks dreadful. It's so strange. We see him play this David Garras punches through the cover.
I think it's quite similar to like Stuart Broad.
Oh,
when he plays well, he looks incredible.
Yeah.
And then when he gets out, you're like, what's happened there? It looks like a newborn giraffe when he gets out.
We've seen in both of the innings, Moeen Ali gets just bowled straight through the gate.
Yeah.
And it just looked disgusting.
But I think that happens with that sort of flary, handsy sort of thing. There is a lot of space, which is why he's...
Talking about Broad, his first 50 in 4 years.
I know.
Back-to-back sixes.
I think he's just doesn't care about the pattern anymore.
Which really annoys me. But
I know. He had...
It was so nice to watch him back because he was really a very classical-looking batsman to begin with. But now he just goes out there, gets peppered with a short ball, and he just starts. He's like, "Fuck it, I may as well."
I just don't think he cares. I'm not in the team for this.
Jimmy Anderson. Did you see his six?
No.
Walks down the pitch to Rabada, puts in short, just pings him away for six. Jimmy Anderson's first ever six against a fast bowler. And actually, England were 367 for 7, and very lucky for the likes of Moeen, Broad, to push us on to a lot better score, which is 358 all out. Broad, even Anderson with his 12, but Broad with 57 off 47. It's just that just changed the way the game was going, because let's be honest, 76 for 4, and then you see a big innings for Joe Root. But that hasn't got us out of trouble when you're 367 for 7, has it?
No.
You're still thinking slightly in the par.
Well, 367, I would say it has probably got you out of trouble.
Yeah, but it's not...
You're now competitive.
But it's not ideal, is it?
No,
367 for 7.
I don't know.
450 all out is ideal, I think. I think that's a very good first innings score.
Before the game started, would you have taken 367 for 7?
No.
I would.
Well, I think 367 for 7. You got a chance of being.
What do you think's like an all right first innings total?
Well, you want to be pushing 400 minimum. You want to be.
Yeah,
you
but
want
367.
Yeah, but with Broad, Wood, and Anderson, you're guaranteed no runs there. So you're under par there, aren't you?
No, yeah, but I mean, I would take that.
No,
I don't think that's bad.
First day at Lords, you should be creaming it everywhere. It should be.
No,
should be fast paced. It should be.
I think that's pretty good. I think
But,
367
Lords in the
right.
first couple of days. Lords is renowned for a flat track, isn't it?
Yeah, you can capitalise on it, but it's like at the same time, like especially with England, like it wouldn't surprise if they got all out for like 230, and then you're in a right like 367. And you're like, well, it's a game now.
Yeah.
And you've got something to bowl at as well. I know Lords is a good batting pitch, but that
if they get
is a
550,
total.
it's game over, isn't it?
Probably your chance of winning it have gone.
Well, but you got to bat in the third innings. You got to bat really well in the third innings to if they get 550, which is a score we see a lot in Test matches these days.
I wouldn't be that upset with 367, but anyway.
Well, 458 makes it into
that's really
a
good.
score probably above par, I think, and the captain's innings makes up almost half of that. Brilliant 190.
Yeah, incredible.
Looking at the bowlers, Morkel bowled really well. Got his 4. Did go for a fair few runs. Philander picks up 3. Rabado 3. The thing is with South Africa is they've got 3 pace bowlers, which are all very good bowlers.
Yeah, they've got a good pace attack, haven't they?
But they've only got 3 of them. And then they've got Maharaj, who isn't the best spinner, I don't think, in the world. I don't think he's. And they've got a couple of nothing bowlers that just tie up an end. Now, they need another bowler in there somewhere, another pace bowler. Because Maharaj, I don't think he can even tie an end up. I'm not that much of a fan of Maharaj. I don't think he's that good. Okay, second innings might say something a little bit different to that.
It's interesting when you look at the overs, 25.3, 20, 28, 22, compared to England where the maximum's 20.
Yeah,
that someone's bowled just shows you it's just like they do have strength, but they don't have it.
They've got 3 very good bowlers, but
Yeah.
they need another one and probably a very good spinner to make that a world-class attack. Anyway, let's move on to the South African innings. England. It was one of those ones where England just started to take wickets at vital times. We see Elgar make a 54. And then, there's a lot of starts there, isn't there?
There's a lot of starts. 29.
Bavuma, 59. I do like Bavuma. I like it that he's a little guy.
It reminds me a little bit of Taylor.
Yeah.
A little bit. Sort of little compact.
Little guy, and then who's very good at just rocking back and just playing it.
He's incredibly small, though, isn't he?
He's tiny,
it's like the stumps look really big.
Yeah.
To him.
He looks like a child, doesn't it?
Is he 5'5" or 5'4"?
Is he really that small?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's really small.
De Bruyne, 48. De Kock with a very quick 51, surprisingly. And Philander, who actually got hit on. Luckily, didn't break anything, but got hit on the hand. So it's a lot of little bitty innings, isn't it? No one's gone on and got 100. Someone like, I was going to say Bakuna, Aston Villa player, but Bavuma or Elgar or De Kock should have gone on and got 100.
So you're right on the edge of making a really good score.
And they were right on the edge of getting England in a lot of trouble with a ball in the first innings.
Right.
Being 70 for 4.
Yeah.
They were right on the edge of
putting
pushing
a big
on.
total on.
But England were able to take
54, 29, 59, 48, 51, 52 in one scorecard. But that's a lot of those aren't even starts. You're in.
Quinton de Kock comes in number 7.
Yeah.
He has to come in at number 8 in the first innings because of the Night Watchman. Quinton de Kock number 7, that's ridiculous.
Why do you think he should be?
Well, I think he's a better batsman than Duminy, a better batsman than Bavuma, a better batsman than De Bruyne.
I think they should find another wiki.
He should be in the top 4.
There's a wiki. Can't do that.
Well, where does Johnny Bairstow come in? 5? I think he's a better batsman than all of them. I think I've just
I don't think
reeled
you
off.
can bat. I don't think you can bat 5 maximum. I think as a wicket keeper.
We'll put him 5 then, because we'll have. I'll put him 5 then, and you're welcome back Faf du Plessis for the next game. He can bat number 4 or number 3, depending on where Amla bats. Probably he'll bat number 4, and I'd definitely put the Cock number 5.
Yeah, it is.
He's
Looking at that, it's
the Cock's a brilliant batsman. Don't have him way down there. Number 7.
It's too far down, isn't it?
Though, interesting fact is Moeen Ali's got a better average than Dumini Bavuma and I think De Bruyne.
I don't massively rate Duminy.
He's a very good ODI player, but he's shit at
Yeah,
Test.
I've never rated him.
Average is 32.
Yeah, I've never really got it.
Average is something like in the middle of 30s.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually that good.
Now, Moeen Ali averages 35, and England have treated him like shit with the batting order.
Yeah, but 35 is not good enough to be in the top 4, is it?
Yeah, but
He's treated like a batsman.
But think about where he's at the bat. He's at the bat 8 for us. He's not going to be racking up massive scores at number 8, is he?
No, his average should be like 400. Should be getting not out every single match. That's a good point. Yeah, I mean 35.
Moeen Ali's a better batsman. Moeen Ali's a better batsman than your number 4. It's just not. That's not a strong batting lineup for me.
That's not right.
Although Hashim Amla is one of the best players ever to have played.
Well, he's in bad form, but
let's go on to the bowling. And something quite spectacular happens. Moeen Ali picks up 4 wickets.
Yeah. I'm guessing he's
He's not. You're going to say he's our premier spinner?
Well, no, he is for this game, isn't he?
Trevor Bayliss came out and said he's not.
Right.
Trevor Bayliss has come out and said to Moeen Ali, he's like, you're in the team as a batsman who we can rely on some overs for.
Yeah, but they've used him as their spinner.
And
see, that's a lie, is what that is. He's just come out and just lied. Doesn't matter. That is a lie. So why has he bowled more overs then than your actual spinner?
We didn't go through the team. What do you think about bringing Dawson in?
I like it, but it doesn't really make much sense when you've got a spinner already.
But the thing is, though, that they both did. Moeen Ali had a really good Test match.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, and you can't. It's hard, but
I can't believe Dawson is our best spinner in the country.
Again, I've said this like a million times, but if you're going to bowl Moeen Ali as your spinner, then it's like, be more creative with who you pick, as you've then got a free space if he's your spinner, and then you're just picking a nothingy spinner. But why?
But then they'll counter up and say that they've brought two spinners, both as direct as each other. So I don't think there's much difference between Dawson, apart from Dawson's a left armer.
Right.
But their ability between Dawson and Moeen, I don't think there's a lot of difference in ability. Moeen's a better bowler.
Who would you pick then? No, I mean, it's like Dawson. Who would you pick?
I think they should have given Rashid one more chance.
You may as well pick Rashid if Moeen's your frontline spinner. If he's gonna be your first choice when it comes to, which he is, let's just stop pretending he's not.
Yeah.
He's England's first choice. Yeah. Then pick a leggy, have something that might come off. And if it doesn't matter. We're not going to bowl him anyway.
I would have,
isn't it?
I would have Rashid in my side. I think give him one more chance for the Ashes.
Because if Rashid is going to be a frontline spinner, then that's not good enough. He's not good enough to do it. So if Moeen's your frontline spinner, may as well go for a bit of a wild card.
Yeah,
rather than just another off spinner.
Moeen picks up 4 for 59 off 20 overs.
Yeah, he's had an incredible game.
And Dawson got hit a little bit in the first innings, picked up a couple of wickets towards the end of the innings, the tail enders. But let me just tell you, so Moeen Ali picked up Elgar, Amla, Bavuma, and then Philando got 52.
Yeah.
Those are big scopes in that side.
Yeah, no, they are.
Batting-wise, those are very good players.
The interesting thing, which is always said, and I think it's true, is bowlers are always dangerous if they score runs. You know you're in trouble when an opposition bowler scores runs.
I've got another interesting fact for you today. I saw another stat on the radio, heard on the radio if you like, and that is Moeen Ali's his bowling average, is better in England than it is abroad.
Right.
But we'd rarely see it spin in England. But when it does spin, it's exaggerated spin in England. This game, when it does spin, it did turn.
Yeah.
In India, it might be slower spin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might be able to watch the spin onto the bat.
Well, yeah, in England, it's sort of massive patches of rough that turn up. Sometimes.
That's really that's quite a strange stat.
I don't know, is it? I don't know what the people's averages across countries are, so I don't know.
Think of a spinner. you think his average is going to be best in an environment, subcontinental environment.
You reckon Graham Swan's was better away from England than in England?
Do you know, I'm not sure, but
I don't think it would be.
I imagine Graham Swan's would be better. Sounds ridiculous, but the difference between Graham Swan's average away from home and at home would be better than the difference between Moeen's and... I think Moeen actually isn't a performer that goes away and does well. He averages, I think it was in the 60s or the 50s away from home.
Yeah, because you end up bowling...
Even though if Graham Swan had an average of 25 or whatever it was, it's not going to be 55 or 45 when he goes away from home, I don't think.
Might be in his last thing, but...
Moeen Ali's average is only the same as... His average in the fourth innings of a game is only the same as Graham Swan's overall.
So are you saying that we need to stop being upset that he's our spinner?
He's right. I am the stat man today. They should get me on.
No, you're just regurgitating.
Yeah, okay.
Go on.
Moeen Ali is the second fastest Englishman to 100 wickets and 2,000 runs.
Oh yeah, but you bowl me that much and I'll take...
Can you name the first one? You can't.
Oh, right,
well,
okay.
You can, but I don't think you will.
Just think. Say it again. I just...
the second fastest man
to 100 Test wickets.
To 100 Test wickets and 2,000 Test runs. So think of all rounders.
Oh my lord!
Who's there quicker than him?
Well, I don't want to spend too long just thinking about it. Let me have a... Okay, give me a time period. Is it ages ago or is it reasonably recent?
I think it's well, it's it's not in your lifetime.
Not right. Okay.
Well, the names that come straight out.
Is he a spinner?
Out of the... I don't know, actually.
Oh, well.
But the names that come straight out are the likes of Ian Botham.
He didn't even cross my mind.
Andrew Flintoff.
Right.
Stokes hasn't got there yet.
Right.
And then there's other people like... Well, shall I give you the answer?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, go on.
Tony Gregg.
Tony Gregg. All right, okay.
You probably wouldn't put those two up there, but that's the way it's gone.
All right.
And that's quite an impressive stat, the second fastest. In Test matches, this is not like in days, in Test matches. So 2,000 Test runs.
That's interesting.
Is he a good player? This is what we've got to ask ourselves.
He's definitely a good player.
Yeah.
But should he be an international first choice spinner?
The thing is, do you know what makes me laugh about... You said something on the podcast which has stuck with me. That Moeen Ali will have 3 or 4 shit games. Yeah. And have a blinder and it saves him from any sort of pressure.
Yeah. This will save him for about 5 years.
Right, shall we move on to England's second innings?
Yes.
Actually, it was nice to see Jimmy Anderson bowl well.
I reckon Moeen Ali, right, is the safest man in that squad.
Right, why?
Apart from the captain.
Yeah, why?
Because he's just got everything, isn't he? How do you drop him? He's undroppable.
Can't drop him now. He's got
but he's undroppable. It's like, I reckon he's got the most nailed down spot in that team.
We see an interesting start to this innings. Cook, 69 off 192.
I like it.
I knew you would.
I like that. I like Alistair Cook a lot.
Jennings, 33 off 101.
I reckon if I played for England, he'd be my best friend in that team.
And Balance, 34 off 78.
Who do you think would be your best friend in that team?
My best friend would be...
If you played in that team.
Johnny Bairstow.
Yeah, but no, I don't think he would, because he's just generic. He'd be everyone's best friend. Who would you replace? Dawson.
Right, anyway, let's get on with this. Cook looked really like he could start at 35 there. 35 runs per 100 balls.
Yeah.
He just couldn't score any runs. It looked difficult out there, but it was good to see him make runs not with the captaincy. And every time Cook gets above his average, I jump for joy because I want him.
He's great
to do well. I love Alistair Cook, and I can't wait to see him score 100 this series. But Jennings and Balance, 30 runs that must be one of the most frustrating times.
If you're trying to nail down your spot,
but for any batsman, well, in the top 6, to get 30 runs because you've done a lot of the hard work. Yeah. You're about 10, 15 runs from getting a renown to being a good score. And you've done everything, and then you've just got yourself out before you can really capitalise.
That, I would say 30 in the 30s is getting in. Then you're in. So you're right on the edge. You have missed out if you're in 30.
But balance looked all right in the second. He's going to have problems against someone like Morkel. He's going to get out LBW. He's going to get out caught behind.
Tony Gregg said if you get 30, you should definitely get 100.
Yeah. Jeffrey Boycott says something the same.
Come on.
Yeah.
You see the point, but it's kind of stupid.
Jennings looked slightly more like a person that has had to go from Championship to Champions League.
Right.
Like, it took him a while to really find where he was, and though 33, fair enough.
As an opener, and he's taken up 101 balls.
Though we do see England crash,
Yeah.
7 wickets at 60 odd or whatever it was.
I saw the highlights of that as well. It's not great.
I didn't think it was disciplined batting from England. I thought they lost their head when Cook, Jennings, and Balance, or when Cook, Balance, and Root went. Sorry, England lost their head and just started thinking, "We're going to smash it. Let's just smash it. Let's get 75 quick runs."
Just a little panic.
Because I think they actually lost their heads. Their discipline went, and although it was a good score, I wasn't very impressed.
I love Johnny Bairstow.
Johnny Bairstow,
he's so good.
Right, I want to talk about Johnny Bairstow in a negative way.
Oh,
he gets dropped, right?
Don't do that.
By Philander.
Right.
He lost his head. Big skyrocketing shot.
Yeah.
Just consolidate. I didn't think it was that much of a bad wicket, but
I don't think Lords is ever a bad wicket.
Well, we saw 19 wickets fall in the last day.
Yeah, but it's not always down to the wicket, is it?
Well, that was down to the wicket. It was turning. It was staying low.
Yeah, right.
It was uneven bounce. This was a baked Lords pitch. Plenty of cracks, and it really proven to be actually that wasn't a traditional Lords wicket. That was a.
So my 370 is looking all right now.
Well,
right, what's your beef
not.
with him? Is that it?
So
just because he played a bad shot?
Oh, he should have not given the possibility to get dropped. But my other thing is he's the last man, Owen, and everyone's.
What do you mean?
So he's the last.
Oh, sorry, right, sorry. Yes,
batsman. He's batting with Jimmy Anderson, and everyone's on the boundaries. 8 fielders on the boundary.
Yeah, and he takes someone on.
He's taking them on.
Yeah, I know. I can't bear it. I hate that at village cricket. I don't understand it.
Why aren't you playing for twos?
Yeah, I know.
That's like shit I don't like.
Yeah.
But why isn't he trying to knock it into the gap?
I don't know. You'll have to ask him. I don't know.
He got out stumped.
Yes.
Not by running down the wicket.
I know. I saw it.
By playing a sweep shot.
He must have thought he was in because he was there forever. Like the wiki, I think actually the sort of
misgathered
the ball, and then he's like still looking like, oh, he's just staying there, and then takes the stumps. Like, yeah, I don't know if he's just like, oh, I'm out, so he just stays there, or thinks I'm in and sits there because he just doesn't even move to try and get back.
That's not intelligent batting in my eyes. Okay, the way he got out was ugly.
Staying out of your crease.
The way he got out was ugly, but rinse the field. They're all on the fucking boundary.
Well, yeah, but you're batting with James Anderson, I guess.
But
because if he knocks it to a guy, if he hits it solid, runs, wants to come back for 2, good arm, and then Jimmy gets bowled, then you're going, why doesn't he just have a go if he's batting with number 11?
But then at the same time, 8 men on the boundaries it's difficult to hit sixes again and again and again.
Yeah, but if he's on 50, have a go.
It's a good 50, and England need the help of Wood 28.
Do you reckon?
Wood's
I know
Wood's
they
a good
shouldn't.
little batsman, I think.
I know they shouldn't at that level. Do you reckon Johnny Bairstow, once he's got 50, just like, have a go? Like, no one's I'll have a go because I'm batting with the last man.
England were 139 for 2, and then they ended up being 182 for 8.
Yeah, not cool.
And then Johnny Bairstow and Mark Wood come down and save them. We do see Maharaj pick up wickets. And it looked like the pitch was just starting to change. Obviously, we talked about how slow the game was. But that's 230 all out off 87 overs. For a long time in the game, it was a run rate of 2 and over.
Yeah.
Really slow. And then we see, this is the 4th day, obviously 19 wickets go down for 200 runs. And we see South Africa skittled out.
Do you think that's the chance of when you, like, if you had the chance of reading a collapse, is when the top order make a few runs but off a huge amount of balls,
yeah.
and then you lose it, like maybe 2 of them get out, Because I think people then go in with the mindset of like, wow, these guys,
Yeah,
they were here forever and got barely anything,
Yeah,
but I'm going to have to bat out of my mind to
Joe
say
Root
it.
on his first ball, right? Walked across his stumps.
Yeah, but I saw him get out. And it's like he just turned around and just left. It was such a
Is
weird...
that a message back to the changing room?
What?
Being like, get a move on. Look what I'm doing.
I don't know.
But we see England tear through South Africa.
Yeah.
And Moeen Ali picks up 6 in the second innings. So
It's all right, isn't it?
10-wicket match for him.
Again, but
But I just want to talk about one wicket in particular, which was beautiful, and
not the long hop.
Dawson's wicket.
Right.
Amla.
Yeah.
Pitching on leg, hitting off.
It's all right, isn't it?
Trapped him out with W, but it would have hit
Yeah.
off. And I suppose that the left armer gives you that ability when he's playing against a right-hander, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Gives you the ability of that magic
Well, a
ball,
lot of right-handed
which a leg
spinners,
spinner would have normally.
A lot of right-handed off-spinners love it
against,
when their left-hander
yeah.
comes in, because then you're ripping it across them then.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, because in your head you'd think attacking the stumps is what you'd like, as in ripping it into the stumps.
Yeah.
But they actually enjoy being able to throw it out and then
Also,
tear
it's
it
nice to
away.
come around the wicket and potentially one might not turn and go straight.
Exactly.
Like
yeah,
we
it
see a
gives
lot
you
of
lots
time
of
with-
options. Yeah,
with the left armers
Graham Swan
doing
loved
that
it.
at the same time. But I thought the two spinners bowled really well. I actually thought Dawson looked good in the second innings, and that wicket that took. This is Amla. We're talking about Amla here. He was a brilliant player of spin. Yeah, you gave it. South Africa aren't known for being the greatest of players, but Amla, Pakistani heritage. He is probably the best South African player.
Quinton's batting at 5.
Who plays for spin. Yeah, they changed it up because they wanted to
Took your
get some
advice.
fucking runs, I think. South Africa just
A bit nothingy.
well
Or it's less than nothingy. It's bad.
look at who bowled all the overs though, and 15 for Moeen, 11 for Dawson. Wood bowls the one over, gets a wicket.
If you just
Broad
looked
3,
at that and
Jimmy
you
6.
didn't know the wickets,
Yeah,
you would not say they've got a test team out there, would you? It's like 6, 3, 15, 1 and 11. Like, nah, that's sort of...
well, no one's got in
It's like, that's really bad.
apart from Philander, who's a bowler. He's the only one who's made runs, and he's also got a messed up finger. But yeah,
Bit of a smashing.
England win by 211 odd
Yeah.
runs.
Bit of a smashing, that is.
Well, that's
I like that.
absolutely battered. And England don't change their team for the next.
Do you think
game.
with this, the thing is I think if you're really good, we should now just hammer them for the rest of the series.
Faf du Plessis will come in and change things. He's a captain. He'll come in and bring a different mentality to the team.
If we're looking to get back to
Number
being
one.
the best team in the world, we should now just ground them into the floor and batter them.
Well, yeah.
Just like when we go to Australia and get smashed in the first test and just go...
And if Owen Morgan was the captain, he'd bring in loads of shit.
Drop
players.
himself.
He'd drop himself. But are you happy with the team? Dawson and
Again, that's the only thing I would change.
Dawson.
Yeah.
Wood, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know how fit Wood is. Wood looked like his pace was a little bit down. So we might see Toby Rowland-Jones in the next game. Obviously starts on Friday.
we've got
that
a
might be the only
huge
change
amount
I
of
can see.
bowlers. haven't we?
Dawson will stay. Although he got a pair.
That's
but
not great, is it?
But he picked up 4 wickets in the
Yeah.
game. He will keep his space, no doubt.
But I would say if we're going to check, like I don't mind. I've got no issues with the squad staying the same. When you hammer a team, it's kind of hard to have a problem with changing the team. But if I was going to, I just think that position is so up for grabs. So you could do whatever you want with that.
I think another position is balance. His position's up for grabs. I think Jennings will have
He needs to do well in the next
Jennings will have a easier time if he doesn't
one.
score
The guy's
runs.
averaging 100.
Then balance.
Just doesn't know what to do when he puts on an England shirt.
Oh dear.
Doesn't know what to do.
I actually think he's going to score 100 this series. I think he'll keep his
I
place.
think he's one of those. He's like one of the teams that just kill the championship. But
Well,
they have a
football
championship team.
Yeah.
And they just get hammered when they go in the Premier League.
Yeah, in footballing terms. Right, anyway. Well, it could be counter.
Yeah, no, I know.
This has gone on.
Well, it's a test match. You got lots of innings to cover. We just blasted through the last one there because we're taking up so much time.
Moeen Ali's man of the match.
Of course.
I was thinking this.
That's pretty easy, isn't it?
I was thinking this. He gets $2.5 grand for that.
Yeah.
Is that a big thing for somebody?
Well, it's nice.
But is it
No.
when it goes into his bank account? Is it noticeable?
Probably not. Not
So
that
like,
much.
is Joe Root
I mean,
thinking
it's
I scored
nice.
190 and I want that $2,500?
No.
He's not, is it?
No. Well, especially not Joe Root. He's going
No,
to
of course
be in
not.
a lot more than Mo and Ali
I
will
don't
be.
think- I was just thinking, but imagine $2,500 going into your bank.
Well,
account.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, but it's. I don't think a man of the match should be like enough money that it's like I need it, otherwise I can't drive to the next game. But like, should it? It's just a nice amount, $2,500. It's like, yeah, that's really nice.
But I was just thinking, that's quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
But like, is it even noticeable to them?
It is. Well, it's rubbish for sport in general, isn't
Because
it, at the top level? But
because the money isn't. That's not a driving force to do well to get the man of the match bonus, is it?
no, certainly not. But then you're not. I don't think it's not like in the UFC. If anyone follows it, when you have like fighting, they have a massive incentive because you have a turn up, and then if you win, it's the same as for showing up. So if you have 10 grand for showing up, you get 10 grand to win.
Right,
so it's certainly not at that level.
Do you remember when used to talk? England would tour India or Pakistan, and I think it was India, and they'd just get motorbikes. And you must have just thought, "What the fuck am I going to do with this motorbike? How am I going
How many rupees would that be?
I don't know.
4 million or something.
Shall we end with some village cricket?
Oh, yeah. How long have we got? Right. Yeah, we can do.
Seconds.
Where were we up to?
Well, you were. Do you want me to paint the picture?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Owen, you've been struggling for form with the bats. You can't make a run.
What do you mean? I wonder what my average is.
It was
15?
no, it was lower than that.
No, it's not lower than 15.
Owen,
It's not lower than 15.
you hadn't made a run, and you've been forced because you're in so much bad nick, right?
Right.
You've been forced to come out of your normal team and go and play in a different team,
Right.
just to find some form.
Yeah.
And
Not quite the true story there, but
we're waiting for a change in
fortune.
for you.
Right.
We really are.
Thanks.
Everyone at home.
I know. I can feel the support.
And we're just wondering whether this has happened, whether you've
Right.
been able to make any runs.
Well, I played for someone in my team that I played for on a Sunday. One of his family members had a touring team come down from Blackpool and play a team near us that we usually play, and asked if I could come play because they're short on players.
I mean, you've changed formats.
What do you mean?
So it's different overs, isn't it?
It was a 30-30. It's meant to be a 40-40,
Yeah,
but
okay.
they turned up late.
Oh, okay, right.
So it was a 30-30 match, and these guys have a massive misconception on how good I am because I played for them last year.
Yeah.
And I took 5 wickets and then got 20 something not out to win them the game at the end. So they just think I'm unbelievable.
Yeah.
And
Which
they
you
are rubbish.
Right.
This team is rubbish. And we were playing at this ground, not small, like not too small, but it's a medium-y small ground.
Right, yep.
The pitch, basically their mower had broken. And from the boundary it looked great, but actually had like long dead grass on it. So not the nicest of pitches to bat on.
Yeah.
They put me to go at 3, which I'm not saying. And I'm just worried because I've been so rubbish this year and just regretting it. So they go out and their opener gets out first ball. So
So so
he just chips it. First ball of the game, he just chips it straight to short cover.
Yeah.
So I go out there for ball number 2. And they had one bowler, this team, who was bowling in swing at a reasonable good pace.
Yeah.
And he bowled really well. And I managed to stay there and I managed to make a reasonable score.
What was
I managed to get 81.
Hey.
It did take me 29 overs.
Right, can I... If I still got my stat in front of me. I had a... I've already found... I already had this story a long time ago. Jennings made 33
Right.
off 34.5 overs in a recent test match.
Right.
Cook, off 60 overs, made 69. So
All right, okay. Well,
you're in good company.
It is a 30-30 though, so you'd be expecting a different run rate.
But so you made 8. How did you get out?
I got out because it was the last over, and the thing I was starting to feel guilty because I'd batted for so long, and this team had come to tour.
Yeah.
And I got 81, and there was a guy at the other end, their captain, who's the only other batsman.
Yeah.
He got 50, so we'd literally batted for the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just decided to have a go. Once I got 50, I was just trying to swing. So I got caught at long on.
Freddie Flintoff
Off the last over, yeah.
Shame.
So,
but 81, you're back in the runs.
And then we came out to field, and they can't bowl either. So we were getting hammered. I think we set 160 something.
So just over 5 runs and over.
Yeah. But they were just smashing it all over the place, and we were in a world of trouble. Came on to bowl, just took a cheeky little fourfer. Just Mo and Ali did is what I did.
Your bowling's been
it's all
on
right.
top form this season.
Yeah.
And did you...
And I'll tell you what, they don't have the same bonus for man of the match, so there you go.
Did you play twice last weekend?
No.
Just the once?
Just the once.
Okay, so we'll obviously...
and we don't have a game this Sunday.
So we'll catch up with you.
We're caught up now.
Well, no, we still...
No.
Yeah.
We don't.
On Sunday, so yesterday.
No, didn't have a game.
So we all caught up?
We're all caught up.
But that was a Saturday game, wasn't it? The
No.
30-30. That was a Sunday.
Oh, the 30-30, yeah, but there wasn't a Sunday game.
Oh, there wasn't a game following that.
Yeah,
the next day.
so we're caught up. We're completely caught up.
Oh.
So we're up to date. There we go. Hey?
Make something up then. Anyway, 56 minutes in, and we'll look to shut it down.
Yeah. Cheers for listening, guys.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
Appreciated.
We're back for the second test. Starts on Friday. Subscribe, like, share.
Keep smashing them comments.
Comment.
What's the deal with the comments? We've had a few.
We've had a few.
All right. Keep them coming though.
But most definitely, we'll get.
It's always a good section.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.